Yo, what up, y'all? We back for another episode. Ain't a lot, man. We on the lot on the move today. On the move. Season 2. Hey, before we get started, man, make sure y'all like, follow, share.
Leave that 5-star review.
Man, leave a 5-star review, man. Make sure y'all sub to the pod, man.
And hit the bell.
Hey, tap the bell, y'all. Man, make sure y'all tell a friend. Tell a motherfucking friend, man, to pull up.
Because we in a lot.
Season 2.
Hey, so today, like bro said, we on the move. And we are in one of the hottest venue spots in Chicago. Okay?
Right.
Not only Chicago, Midwest, the country. All that, you feel me?
We outside.
So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. You know, for the people that don't know you, that has been under a rock, that need to know you.
That need to know me.
Give them a little taste.
Okay. Well, I am here. I am Yolonda Givens. This is my space. They in my space, Creative Space 106 on the south side of Chicago. I am an author, educational consultant, and overall entrepreneur.
Okay.
That'd be me.
Welcome. Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So, Yolanda, tell us a little bit about how you got into being an entrepreneur. What were some of the things that got you into doing that?
You know what? I have always had an entrepreneur spirit. I can't even think of a time when I didn't. Of course, I went to college and did the traditional thing, got a job, did that whole thing. But as life began to shift, I knew it was time. I want to write my own check. I want to leave a legacy for my children and grandchildren, and you can't do that working for somebody else. I've been a risk taker, so I began to take a risk. I haven't worked a job since probably over 10 years.
Oh, check you out.
Yeah, probably over 10 years now. But it's interesting that you bring it up because my daughter actually, and this is something for us to think about as parents. My daughter actually, she saw something posted that said, my mom taught me how to have great work ethics, but didn't teach me how to basically be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? But I'm teaching it now. But I wish I had been taught it. You know, so we got to make sure that we're teaching our kids that now.
Teach them early.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a fact. So talk to us a little bit about your background, where you grow up at, and are you from Chicago originally?
I was born in Chicago, but I am an LA girl. I grew up, went to school in Los Angeles area, but I've been back here for a little over 10 years.
Okay.
But I'm an LA girl. Yeah, I ain't quite caught this Chicago vibe yet.
Yeah.
I ain't caught it yet, even though I've been here for a minute. But I grew up in LA, South Central as they called it back in the day. South side of LA, just like being on the south side of Chicago. You know, with my people, so. Yeah.
So what is the I guess the difference, right? From growing up in LA and then coming here starting a business. Were you doing entrepreneur work in LA, or did it start?
I was very slightly, but for the most part, it picked up when I came here. I was getting my feet wet out there.
All right.
I think it's different for me here because being an entrepreneur, you know, you have to. I feel like people don't know me here in Chicago. I think, you know, and you got to network. You got to know who you are. You got to have some influence, right? Even though we know it ain't really our people that support us. It's really the strangers. But there's level to it. You know what I'm saying? There's level to it. And I always think that's probably, though, my disadvantage, though, because I'm not a Chicagoan. And y'all kind of do y'all kind of, you know.
You gotta get yourself in the mix here.
You know, y'all gotta do y'all thing, and, you know.
It is definitely a little different being business-wise. What's some of the things that you used to sell, like when you were in LA?
I did mostly consulting.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly consulting, consulting for nonprofits, educational consulting. But here is where I became an author. Here in Chicago, when I became an author. I have my brand, Let's Chat About Love. I actually got a website selling hoodies and t-shirts. Let's Chat About Love.com. Let's Chat About Love.com. There's a whole Black Love collection. Slogans about Black love. Black love is empowering. Black love is sexy. Black love is gangster. Go to that site and find.
Make sure y'all tap in.
Tap in. Let's Chat About Love. Go there to get your t-shirt and get it. Black love is definitely gangster. So it was really here where I really began to fully embrace, you know, the whole entrepreneurship and being a small business owner.
Okay. You say, oh my bad, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say the let's chat about love. Like, what would you say, your definition of love when it comes to your brand?
Love is to me the greatest gift, and I think it's one of the most important, most powerful things in our life. Right? I think my book, Let's Chat About Love. I really wrote it more so because I think we all lack a level of self-love. You could be very confident, you know what I'm saying? It'd be crazy because you have all this confidence, but you really don't love yourself. And most of the time when we talk about love, we instantly go to a mate.
Yeah.
You know, we think that's what the love is, right? Oh, my guy, my girl. But my book really talks about, it goes from, I start off with romantic love because that's what comes to mind. Then it goes into self-love and how we need to do a better job of loving ourselves, right? How can you really love anybody else if you don't love you? You know, and for me, then I end the book with the ultimate talking about God's love because I think that's the main source. Right?
I think we've talked about this a few times on previous pods. You ever heard about the 5 love languages? What would you say your love language is?
Affirmations.
Okay.
Affirmations and physical touch.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep. Affirmations. And not that I don't need nobody to affirm me, but I do love the language of just I love you, you know, baby, you know, how you doing? You look beautiful, you my honey. And then of course the touch to go along with that, you know, when it comes to relationship. But I think even when we're talking to our children, you know, to empower, that's how you empowering them. Right?
Like, you gotta let them know. I let my boys know all the time. Like, man, you're a king, man.
Yes,
like,
that's it. Absolutely.
You're a king. You have to walk in that and believe and live in that.
Absolutely.
Let nobody tell you otherwise.
I think it's because it's real. We know the power of the tongue, and people really don't believe that, but it's really them words, that manifestation, them words that come out of your mouth repeatedly over and over and over again makes a difference in your life.
Do y'all think that's like an entrepreneur thing though? Like, because like speaking things into existence, you have to like have a vision, right? A lot of people, like I wouldn't say the average person, well technically you could say because everybody's not an entrepreneur, but they don't have that vision to be like, I can't do this because they don't challenge themselves. Like people today don't challenge themselves at all. So it's like, you know, being able to speak that tongue and manifest like, hey, well, I'm gonna go get 10 people today in my business. You see what I'm saying? Versus somebody like, well, I can't get 10 people. Where I'm gonna find 10 people?
Falls in the line of the traditional mindset. Because once we go to school, you accomplish school, and then you get your job, people get content.
Yeah.
Complacent,
And once they get complacent of their lifestyle, they don't necessarily think about the bigger picture when it comes to speaking, you know, longevity of your goals in life. So. Yeah, I think that just falls in line with the traditional mindset.
Yeah, but I think that what you speak across the board, even if your goal is to be the best engineer, you know, whatever it is, a surgeon, you know, I think there's still a level that you have to speak that into existence. You have to know, I was born to be a great doctor, if that's what it is, and consistently tell yourself that. But definitely, you know, the hustle as an entrepreneur, you got to constantly, constantly push yourself and remind yourself that you are great, that you can do this, that you got this. That you're right, that I'm going to be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever it is.
You got to keep speaking it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I know being an entrepreneur, sometimes you go through those lulls and you're like, man, like, I just feel like ain't nothing working right now. Like, what do I do? But you have to keep telling yourself, like, it's gonna be okay. Like, I'm gonna get through it. Everybody go through them highs and lows, but sometimes, you know, when I first started out being an entrepreneur, I kind of sat in the low before. And I'm like, nah, I can't do this. Like, you know, I have to keep going and like be better because these things happen.
Well, it is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not for everyone, but you gotta have the right mindset, right? You gotta be strong. Yeah, you gotta be able to grind and hustle and see the long term. You know, the bigger picture.
Yeah. Well, so what prompted you to write Let's Chat About Love?
Whoa, you know what? People won't believe it, but I tell you, it's something that came from God. It's really no other way. I never would have thought to myself to write a book about love. I was sitting there chatting with my daughter who actually wrote a book before me. And I was like, I'm gonna write something, you know, and I was like, I'm gonna write something about business or how to start a nonprofit, and I don't even know how the conversation came, and I was just somehow, I was like, let's chat about love. I was like, wait, that sounds catchy. That sounds catchy. And because I really wasn't prepared to do that, it was a struggle. It was a lot of, it's like what, sun coming out as I'm writing, and just making sure that I'm able to deliver a message that's helpful for people. But I said it was a God sent thing. I think there's a bigger picture for it. I'm not sure exactly yet what that is. I got a few ideas, but I think He gave it to me for a bigger reason.
So like when you, because I don't know, me personally, I don't know too many authors that I can just pick up the phone and call. So give us like a step down breakdown on how you actually wrote this book. Like did you have to find a publisher? Like how did you get the whole I guess the distribution thing going on? Is
So
where did they get it to?
The great thing about Amazon, it is self-published. I would encourage, somebody that really being an author is their thing, to seek out opportunities for someone that's already kind of in the publishing business.
Okay.
But again, for me, it was something that was just given to me, like, let me get this done. But write it, find an editor, a good editor. Find somebody to design the cover. Put it all together. I have to say, Amazon makes it easy. Of course, as a black person, as an African American woman, we want to kind of be able to do our own thing and really don't want to give the extra dollar, pennies to whomever. But Amazon does provide the opportunity. It teaches you, provides you all the tools, all the formatting, and that part, I won't say simple, but it is as simple as following the directions, uploading it, punching the button, wait for them to prove it, and it's on Amazon.
How long did it take you to write your book?
A month.
A month. Oh, okay.
Took a month.
And then that was your first book?
That was my first
That was your
book.
first one? Oh, so what was your next book that you wrote?
So since then, what I've created were journals.
Journals, okay.
So I have a Let's Chat About Love journal. I have a journal, Self-Love, and they're really prompts and guides for people being able to self-discover, themselves and really understand love. I have a manifestation. Speak it, write it, visualize it, and manifest it. And this is a journal. You open it up and you write your gratitude list, right? And then you begin to write your goals every day. And then at the end of every week, there's a reflection piece. Okay. And you kind of repeat that process. But it's really for those that need some of us we can't wake up in the morning and just, remember to manifest and speak things into existence. So this is a guide to kind of help you be able to do that. And then I have a couple of calendar planners. Even my planner that I have for 2024 was very strategic. At the beginning of it, there's a place where you write your 5 goals for the year.
Okay.
And as I promoted it, my thing was every time you open up your calendar, you see your 5 goals, right? And at each month, there's an inspirational message for everybody. So, so I got about 5 or 6 books on Amazon.
That's
real.
Yeah.
So you've been writing for how long now?
2021 is when my book.
And 2021 is 2024, and you have 5.
Yeah, I mean, but know that, and not to downplay it, but the bulk of them are journals, low content books. But yeah.
But you still took the time, you put the effort into it,
and there's gonna be a Let's Chat About Love Part 2, which is gonna be more of my personal love story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is that an exclusive? Do people know?
They know now.
The lot exclusive.
There's gonna be a Let's Chat About Love Part 2.
Let's Chat About Love
and that's
Part 2.
gonna be about my personal love story.
Okay.
Can we talk about your love life now?
What you wanna know about love life?
Hey, I was gonna say, have you ever been married?
I have been married. I have been divorced. I am divorced. I'm single, not divorced, because the divorce was a long time ago.
All right.
Okay. So would you be married again?
Absolutely. Oh, love is my
I know
whole,
so many people that say
love is my whole
divorced.
thing. You know, I have people ask me that all the time. They're like, well, most women be like, I ain't never doing that again. I think we were born to, to be married, and maybe not married, but in relationships, right? It's two. Two is always better than one, right? Of course, I want to be in love and have that right person in my life to love. I can love on and we can love each other back. But it is hard to transition. People, divorce is like death. You know, even when you want it. Unless you just kind of like a heartless type of person. But there's a level of it that is like a death. You grieve. Right? You grieve. So even when I made the decision to leave, I still was like 2 years, like I'm gonna just chill and see what happens, right? To give it the opportunity to come back if it's supposed to come back. But in my mind, I'm like, Jesus himself have to write it on the wall for me to go back to this person, and that ain't no pun intended,
No, I
right?
get you saying.
It wasn't the fit stop. But it's hard too because it's hard dating. It's hard when you black woman looking for a black man. There's a limit. Y'all know, y'all young men, all this stuff going on. It's a lot. Yeah. So it's difficult. So I think I've even had moments where like, man, I should just stay married. But I know I think no. Me personally, chose peace, chose self. You know what I'm saying? Chose a different level of happiness. There are many people today I know are married 20 years and they're miserable. Like, I don't know that I want that. But every now and then I do think like, man, is that just how it is? You know, but me, I chose to find peace, and there was definitely a level of peace, and not that my household was chaotic, but just the connection. You know what I'm saying? But it's hot out here for single women.
It's hard out here dating in general.
It's hard out here.
Seeing like, and that's like why we started our Women Intuition segment, like, because like seeing how dating is now, like you got to make X amount of money, she got to look like this, she got to do that. Like people really don't like genuinely love people no more. Like it shouldn't be about always what you can do for me. How you make me feel?
You gotta make me.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
your flaws. You gotta be able to love my flaws.
Yeah, like can I call you late night when I'm going through something? Or can I call? Or can you call me and like for a woman, like okay, what if her car breaks down? Can she call you to come pick her up and make sure she's straight? You feel what I'm saying? Like people think like I feel like the stuff that they talk about is like it's real obsolete. Like it don't matter. Like, you know, and it's like all these preferences and everything. Like okay, maybe she don't have all the best looks, but she check off every other box. So you're really gonna wait for this girl that don't check off no other boxes, and you're gonna just lead a girl that's got everything there.
Grass ain't always green on the other side.
Exactly, it's not green on the other side.
Right. I think you have to. One of the things I tell a few people that I watch relationships, you have to like your mate, right? Because I think we are human. So if you're around somebody all the time, you're gonna love them. You know, but if you don't like them, you know you don't like their flaws, and I mean to the extent where you don't like their personality, you don't, but you're tolerating it, right? So I think I always say, you know, do a check-in. Do you really like I remember telling, do you really like him? Because I don't think y'all like each other, and that's the problem.
When you're appreciated, not just tolerated.
I'm like, I have seen a couple like y'all don't even like each other, so like, why y'all trying to make it work? It's not gonna work, and it didn't work.
I've been trying to make it work for the kids too. Like you got kids, absolutely. Trying to make it work for the kids.
Yeah, and I honor that. I mean, I get it. I get it, but I get it. I understand.
I get that too. However, you gotta know when to put yourself first. Them kids gonna grow up, and then once you get to a certain once they get a certain age and they going out the house, now you still in this misery. Where you could have had your peace a long time ago, and your kids could have seen you at peace and happy somewhere else.
True. Because kids know.
Our kids know, and they gonna pick up on that same drama that you was going through and stuff like that. They steady going off you. They seeing you and your partner arguing all the time. They gonna result to when they get into a relationship, all they gonna want to do is argue instead of seeing the bigger picture behind it or trying to find a solution.
So what do y'all tell women? What do y'all tell y'all sisters and nieces, cousins, females that's single out here?
I tell my little sister, like when she's turned 20, and I just tell her like, man, one, don't let nobody play with you. Like, you know, always respect yourself. But if he treats you right, you smiling, he holding the door for you, you know what I'm saying? Because people say chivalry dead, like, you know, make sure he open the door, he get you flowers, he treats you right, I'm okay. Like, as long as you okay, and that makes you happy. But just be better than I was. Like, she saw me coming up, like, I used to be a little dog, so I'd be like, be better than your brother was. Like, if you see a dude that was like your brother was, like, you run away from him. Like, don't be like how I am now. Like, this the better example.
But you do know we gravitate to what we.
Yeah, and as I got older, like, I was able to show her different. Like, now when she see me with my kids. Like, I got my fiance with me, so now she see how it is as I'm older. But I'm like, the younger me, when you see a dude that act like, just run. Like, because he gonna give you the red flags. You just got to make sure you're paying attention to it.
Trust your gut when it comes to the red flags.
Oh my God.
I give her the game though. Like, I kind of don't hold back for it. Like, even my little cousins, like, I give them the game. Like, cause I know how it is dating. Like, and I know some dudes play games, and then some women that play games too. But you gotta, you got to be able to weed it out. Sometimes you got to take time and really see if this person like you. Like, I might not even like I was saying, like with the car thing. Like, if you can't pick up your phone and call him and he can't come help you change your tire, make sure you straight when you change your tire, probably ain't the dude for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I ain't saying he got to be a mechanic, but he got to be able to
He
come
call somebody,
for you.
come sit with you until the tow truck comes.
Absolutely. Stay on the phone with you.
Yeah,
something. Absolutely.
Sure.
It's funny how we ignore red flags.
Yeah.
But if you then after it's over, you look back like, man, I knew.
You be blinded.
Some people be in denial.
Blinded, yeah.
And like, and what's crazy, like a lot of people I say it like, but sex be blinding.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
If you got a partner and y'all ain't really y'all having sex because you know a lot of times it's like it's a physical attraction first. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like y'all having sex. And then it's like, all right, but I ain't thinking about all this other stuff. And like, you blinded by the sex that's going on.
Right.
It's like, all right, this dude ain't came and picked you up one time. You been, he Ubering you home and stuff. And you ain't even thinking about this. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. He putting you in an Uber instead of driving you home. Like, and he has a car. Like, nah, he don't really like you like that.
Right.
You know? Like, so that's stuff you should be aware about.
Absolutely. I definitely totally agree with that. Being mindful of our intuition. Women, as we have intuition, our gut feeling. Usually dead on, whether we want to realize or accept it or not, and go with that.
My bad.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you feel like love has the, your type of love? Do you feel like it has to be with somebody that's black?
It doesn't have to be, but I am a woman that prefers a black man.
That was a great question.
No, I mean,
I like that.
Just because if we say dating pool is limited now, will I go out with somebody that's not? Yeah, absolutely. My preference, what do I want to spend the rest of my life with, is a black man. Yeah.
I like that.
That just is what it is.
Dating pool is definitely limited.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, but I ain't saying I'm shut off to falling in love with somebody else.
Well, give me like your, I'm not gonna say, I don't want to necessarily say these boxes to check off, but what would you say you can accept and can't accept when it comes to finding love?
It just have to be authentic. It just have to be genuine. And I think we know, it have to be. We all have standards. It's funny, I saw a video on Instagram this morning, and the guy was talking about women don't lower your standards because you single. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people convince you that you're not supposed to have standards. And he was saying the same thing. That doesn't mean make a certain amount of money. Not that, but it's really what you guys talked about. Somebody that I can vibe with, laugh with, have fun with. We there for each other. I'm there for you. I can depend on. You consistent. All those things. You family oriented, right? You got an open mindset. We working together to build something. I asked the guy I was going out with. I was like, I'm a true entrepreneur, seriously, like, because there's a lot of men. If they not in that, they don't get it. If they not have an entrepreneur mindset, they really don't understand that hustle and that grind, and either they don't appreciate it or they feel like you don't have time for them, and that's not the case, right? But for me, it's just the genuineness. It has to be we have to have that vibe. You know, we have to like each other. We have to be what we consider a gentleman, a good person, not flawless, because there's no such thing as that.
Okay, so I might have set you up for this question. Okay, so, and this is gonna throw you for a loop. Okay, it's gonna throw you for a loop. Okay, so I kind of got this from TikTok. Okay, a girl was telling her story. Don't quote me on this, but I'm gonna try to tell it exactly how I can. Okay, she found a guy that she was really into. He was an entrepreneur as well, but he also had a 9-to-5 job. He made really good money.
Yeah.
But he respected her. He was very genuine with her. I always opened the door for her. He was respectful to her kids as well. She had 3 kids. She was a single parent. She was also trying to start a business as well. He helped her out with that. She said she couldn't find too many red flags, anything like that. But they ended up being together. They ended up being together for 3 years. They got engaged, and then one night they were just having a conversation, and she brought it up to him. No, he brought up to her that he had a gay experience. She said it was only one time, but she said that she could not go through with the wedding because of that gay experience. Now, mind you, you said that the dating pool is very low, but you found someone that is very genuine with you, makes you happy. You have no real red flags, but he had a gay experience. Are you going to continue to be with him?
That is a really good question in 2024. Something.
And he was on bottom. That's it right there.
He was what?
He was on the bottom.
He was on who?
The bottom.
Bottom. Oh.
Take a drink.
He had to tell her that part. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Man, that's what I said. You had to tell her that part?
Yeah, you have to tell her that part.
Yeah. How are you gonna?
You know what? It's hard. I can't say a yay or a nay because I have to be in the moment. I would prefer not to have a guy that's been on the bottom. I don't. Yeah.
It's 2024, boy.
But it's 2024. I can't give you a straight answer for it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. It is 2024. People are experiencing things. They probably did experience it way back in the day. It's just more open and we more exposed to it because of social media and all of that. So we more in tune.
Yeah.
But it is 2024 and sex at levels is also a trend, right? I think there are some people, it's just that we trying this and we trying that, we trying this, we going this way, we going that way, we not kind of sure, we kind of confused. Like, I'm not confused.
I know that, right?
You know, so I can't connect to that. You know, that's me personally. I can't connect to the confusion part of it. I've never had a desire for a woman. I want a man. Period. But that's me. That's nothing against, you know, anybody else who choose to live a different lifestyle. That's their preference. That's their love thing. But I don't know. I would have to be in the moment and really see what their relationship has really been like. But would it, as they say, blow your wig off? It would probably, it definitely would. Many women, I won't say many, that have had the experience of finding out that their guy was going both ways.
Yeah, I've been, boy, it's crazy. Like,
you know,
I've been seeing that a lot in our generation. Like, I've been seeing that a lot. Like, dudes that you'd be like, damn, I had no idea. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I've just been seeing it a lot, and it's just like, man, bro, you could just go ahead and tell. You might as well just go and tell people that this is what you into, like, instead of just trying to hide.
Exactly.
I know a lot of younger women, like in the younger generation, that's like, you know, I guess 20 to 25, 26 or whatever. Like, they be okay with shit like that. It's so weird to me.
Yeah. I definitely think. Yeah, I think I'm too old. I'd probably be scratching my head like, let me go think about it for a minute, pray on it, as they say. Let me Let me pray about it. But I do probably think a younger generation, because again, I think there's levels of, for them, sex is a trend. Is, you know, beyond the connection, the emotion, the intimacy. We just doing this to be doing it. So yeah, I would have to be in that moment to really be able to say if I'm gonna stay.
Must really love me. So stay.
Yeah.
So you said you did consulting work. Like, so what are some of the things you consult on?
I'm actually an educational consultant, so
Right.
I do professional development for teachers, staff in the schools. I do consulting for people who start a nonprofit,
Yeah.
how to just kind of start their nonprofit. I do some workshops on grant writing, the basics, so they can just understand that, really understand their board and really what having a board is, because a lot of us that are kind of like small business owners and have an entrepreneur mindset. We get a nonprofit, but we really don't understand that a nonprofit is not your personal business.
Right.
It's a difference, you know, but a lot of people don't really get that. There's a reason to really have a board, and why that it's cool that you may have picked your family members, but there's another side to it, and why you really need to pick somebody that can help you build it, right? And then people think you just go out and write a grant and it happens, and it don't happen like that. So that's part of the consulting. People always call me for simple things. I consult on how to start their LLC. You know, what do you have to do? What's required? But the bulk of my consulting really is educational consulting, classroom management, behavior management in the schools.
So are you working with schools like just in the Chicago area?
In Chicago
or is that
area.
everywhere? Okay.
Yep,
What's some of the
Chicago
schools
area
you work
right
with?
now.
Can you talk about
All
some
Chicago
schools?
public schools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's real good. A lot of people, that's dope. Because we need that. We
Yeah.
definitely, like, our city needs that more than ever. Kids need something to do.
Something to do for
Yeah.
sure.
Like, kids don't have nothing to do. I feel like when I went to school, when I got out of school, I either had camp, we went to like book
Boys and
club,
Girls
chess
Club.
club, boys and girls club. Like, we had somewhere to go to do activities. Like, kids now, they just literally walking outside.
They be taking the
after
funding
school.
from these kids so much now.
Yeah.
It's like they don't be having nothing to do. They be bored, so of course they gonna sit
Trying
outside
to
on
get
the
into
block.
it. Yeah.
Right. A lot of it is funding. You know, definitely funding. Way back when they started taking out art and music and, you know, all those things in the school. Some of it's coming back. You know, nonprofits are filling some of that void by being a source to provide after-school programs, extracurricular activities. So all that comes into play. You know, but it's never enough. You know, it's just never enough, right?
You gotta keep them busy. Like, I feel kids just need to stay busy. Like, we used to fight and stuff, like, but like how kids now, like, I feel like by having nothing, like, all they gonna fight every day. But see, now kids playing with guns. Like,
Yeah.
it used to be
They
like
young,
that.
They 13, 14.
It
man,
used to
look.
be like that. Yeah, we had guns, but it's like now when I go outside, I see every single kid with, like, every shorty that's like really doing this stuff and outside, they all got different types of guns. They got military type guns. This was like blow my mind. Like, back then, like, we probably had one gun out of 10, 12 people that used to be in a group.
Yeah.
Versus now, like I say, every single person has a firearm, and it look crazy now.
Well, kids are living different lives. They have a lot of responsibility. Like, I've seen second graders who taking care of their siblings, little younger siblings. How second graders taking care of their younger siblings, going home trying to figure out what they all gonna eat. Just being exposed to too much too soon. In the household,
Kids raising kids.
you know, just in the household, but also through social media. You know, right? I think earlier, the end of last year, at one of the schools I do consulting, I want to say it was a third grader who accidentally shot a younger cousin or something. 2 in the morning.
Wow.
What are adults? You know what I'm saying? And how you got access to a gun
Yeah,
at 2 in the morning?
yeah, that's true. Like,
You
why
know,
you
2
supposed
in the
to be asleep?
morning. A third grader.
Uh-huh.
You know how devastating his life is. The child they lost, their whole family. And I think that we done shift topics, but I think it is we're not building a foundation. You know, I think that old school back in the day, even if you chose to kind of go the wrong way, your grandparents or your mom really gave you a real solid foundation,
Mm-hmm.
some morals, some values, you know, taught manners, right? Something that you can always come back to and remember. I don't know that that's happening, you know, as much as probably as
You're probably right about that. Well, no, not even probably. You're definitely right about that.
What if it's more so too, like, I feel like parents now, like back then, you try to be their kid's friend instead of like actual parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it's my little buddy, we finna go here, but like when you do something wrong, like I'm still gonna get on you as your dad. Like,
Absolutely.
I gotta correct you
that
because
shit.
you're not supposed. That's not the right way. You're supposed to say thank you, not just give me this. No, you gotta say thank you and can I have this, please? Or
Absolutely.
can I have something? You know, teaching them the manners. But like, you know, sometimes like me, maybe as a parent, I might talk like that, like, you know, playing, yo, hand me that right here. You feel me? But in front of my son, I gotta show him the proper way because I can't have him go do it because he watching me.
Right.
Yeah.
He gonna think that's okay. But a lot of parents, like, by them, they just so naturally doing it, instead of correcting it, they just letting it go on. So now when I hear my son say it, I might laugh instead of be like, nah, you can't do that. And I feel like that's something like now parents should be saying. So instead of trying to make this your best friend, this should be somebody you teaching. Like, you still have to have that mindset because that's how you build that foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree
So
with
talk
that.
to us about the producing and, you know, the plays, the books that became in the.
Creative part of me. I've always been a creator. I've always been a lover of entertainment and performing arts. Probably had I not had my daughter at 18, I probably would have pursued acting and that whole industry thing, you know. But I'm like, okay, I'm a mom, right? Go to college, get a job, whatever. But never too late, as they say. Never too late. So I have a couple of business partners, and we created Thick Girl Productions, TGP. And Thick Girl Productions. And I know people like, Thick Girl, you know, we spell it THYCKE. But there's a story behind the name. A few people have been like, y'all gave me out on the masses talking about no Thick Girl Productions. But we launched in 2017 with an original stage play, Diary of a Thick Girl. This poster behind me, a little bit. And my business partner, she really does most of the writing.
Okay.
We produced 2 stage plays. We have a short film, and we have one in the making, Baby Daddy Chronicles.
Baby Daddy Chronicles.
Our theme, our purpose really it was about women empowerment and having a platform where women can tell their real stories, right, and make it entertaining.
Okay.
Really what it was all about. And we had success with both of the plays. In September 2019, I think we did our last one. Kind of was on a high, and of course COVID, you know, came, and like everybody else, that kind of sidetracked us, right? So we're in the mix right now, kind of getting that flow back. Definitely looking to bring something to the table this year or early 2025.
Okay.
We're looking at taking one of our plays to Los Angeles. So we're in the process of getting that, planning that.
Y'all looking for any actors or actresses?
Do we what?
Are y'all looking for any actors or actresses?
All the time. All the time. So they can and reach out to me directly. I don't know, I can share my number, I can share my email address. We do have a core. Most of the folks that were in our first production have become like the TGP family.
Okay.
Pretty much everything that we do, they're available. But we are always looking for new talent, aspiring actors, actresses, and just being able to be a platform. We're looking to really build a family of creatives, as we call it, part of this space. Our goal is for this space, that's why we named it Creative Space 106, is the purpose of those that are aspiring to be in the industry. You can come here, do rehearsals, auditions, film, need a space to work for the day, because we know entrepreneurs are working from home, most don't have a storefront. People can call, they can rent it for the day. I just want to be in a space that's creative, so I can write, so I can plan, so I can meet. But yeah, always. Yep.
All right, I like that.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell me your email, your social media.
Yep, my social media on Facebook is Yolonda Givens, Givens. You can always email me at yagivens, Givens, @gmail.com. You can find Yolonda Givens on, what am I on? Instagram? TikTok? Yep, I'm on TikTok.
You on TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit, I'm trying it out. I'm on TikTok. But definitely look for Yolonda Givens on Facebook. You'll definitely find me on there.
Okay. Any other like events you got coming up? Anything you got coming up that you want people to know that they should tap in with you with?
I really want people to tap in and come and check out Creative Space 106. We are about to, we've been here a year. This month, July. Yep,
Okay.
July.
Happy anniversary.
Yep.
Happy business anniversary.
Yep. We have been here a year, and we've done a great job with it so far. But we want people to come see. We are trying to be an entity for this community. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got Baby Daddy Chronicles that we just finished. She just finished writing, so we're about to start the process of auditioning and looking for actors and actresses.
I'm auditioning. Y'all gonna see me.
I'm gonna send mine in.
Yeah. So yeah. I just say reach out. I'm definitely one. Got a lot of stuff going on. We have a series of workshops happening in the month of July and August. One highlight I do want to share that's been really done for the last 6 months is we done something called cocktail therapy. And I say this, they're like, y'all talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm sorry. But we did because we really want to raise awareness on mental health and why counseling and therapy is so important. And we know as Black people, even though we do it more now, I don't think it's still our norm, right? So we created this come for the cocktail, stay for the therapy. And what's been great is we've had mostly women, but we had a couple of guys to show up, don't know us, from a can of paint. We had a licensed clinical professional counselor here, and we provided a space for people to just kind of talk about, because we know life is lifing non-stop, right? And we provided a platform. We did it for about 5 months, and the response was so great. Of course, we had a counselor here that was able to address. It was more informal, so it wasn't like group counseling, and we were able to get referrals, right? We are doing, in August, we are doing a cocktail therapy summer session that we really want, reach out to me because we really want people to come and experience that because it's been amazing. We've had women to come in that was really at a low point. We was able to at least give, empower, lift them up, give them some empowerment. So that's one of the things that's happening.
I like that a lot.
Come for the cocktails, stay for the therapy. Stay for the therapy.
Like so before we dip out, Yolonda, give the people, say somebody that's coming up, young entrepreneur, give them some advice or a gem that they can have coming up that they would need being in the entrepreneur game.
And this is probably cliche, but I say just be your true self. I think take the time to understand your own core values, right? Your own strengths. As an entrepreneur, I know we're all over the place, but sometimes you do have to kind of pivot and pause and reflect and see the direction that you really want to go. But more than anything, I just say use your gifts. You cannot depend on your immediate circle to be your customers or clients, and don't be offended by that, right? Allow them just to watch and support in the way that they're going to support, but keep doing your thing. Take time to have some balance, right? Take time to also enjoy, even though that you're on the grind, but just, never give up. Keep doing you. Believe in yourself and believe that if God gave you something that you just can't seem to shake, it's for a reason, right? So tap into that, right? If it keeps coming up and it's just right here in your heart, you just can't seem to let it go. You sleep on it, you wake up, you still talking about it. It's still in your head. That do something with it. Do something with it and find somebody to be a mentor. And sometimes a mentor isn't necessarily hands-on. You can actually watch. It's like, so indirectly you're allowing yourself to be mentored because you're watching somebody that's having some level of success that you can like connect with and kind of watch how they move, watch the things that they talk about. Stay positive. stay positive. And I say do everything with love.
Amen.
With love. That's right. It's the right way. So before we dip out, we need y'all to like, share, follow, man.
Leave that 5-star review.
Leave a 5-star review, man. Make sure y'all hit the bell so y'all know when we going live, man. And tap in, and most importantly, man, make sure y'all tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell them up. Man, y'all know the rest, man. Season 2.
Stay tuned.
Peace.
Peace.
I think Big G made this beat.